the L1 by Waves Audio. This is a super transparent limiter. It includes also clipping. Okay, yeah, if you are a user of some Waves limiters, you will find familiar the user interface, right? Where we have the threshold here. We lower this. We start to see the gain reduction here. And we have the ceiling here, which, by the way, we can link like in previous versions, like L1, L2. We can link threshold and ceiling to control the dynamics, right? And not increase output like that. Although it has some cool new features that are not included on previous versions like the L1 or L2. It has a gain match, right? So when gain match is active, the ceiling disappears, because when you decrease the threshold like this, the relative loudness will remain the same, which is pretty cool, right? Also, we have delta to listen to the effect of the attenuation when using limiting, right? You're gonna be hearing the limiting effect without the original signal. That's that. Also, we have upward compression also. So that's very, very cool. We have upward compression here. So increasing the low level detail of a mix of an individual instrument, right? With this simple control to increase the upward compression or compression from the bottom up. Okay, we have clipping as well. We have a clipper that introduces saturation. Okay, with this control from left to right, from right to left, like that. We have a program dependent release, which is very cool, because it will be moving, and it will be behaving depending on the source. So that's very cool. Stereo link for left and right separation, not stereo width, right? Not stereo separation in the sense of a stereo widener or something like that. The stereo link meaning that it will introduce some variations in the limiting factor between left and right channel. If it's 100% linked, it will limit exactly the same the left and right channel, right? But we can have some variations with this. We have a very cool here like meter for measuring LUFS, the short term loudness units full scale, right? We have range, we have decibel true peak as well included. The decibel true peak, it's up here, right? We activated here true peak, and we have the long LUFS long term, right? Also, another cool thing is that we can change it to another user interface. This like other limiters like the FAB filter, right? So we have the all of the dynamics happening here, and we set a ceiling. For instance, we can set it to -1, which is what some streaming platforms request, and we can decrease the threshold, right? We're going to see the gain reduction here, right, in real time, and we are measuring also the LUFS short term, which is very important, right? Like in this case. Okay, and we are increasing the loudness, right? Right now we're not hearing anything. This plugin, this limiter, it's not only for mastering purposes. You can use it on individual channels as well. I like to use it on drums to control the peaks. I like to use limiters like these on bass guitar to control the low end, in the sense that whenever a guitar that is being palm muting on the low string, low E string, or a bass guitar that has too much low end, you can control definitely this. You can control the all of those low notes jumping all over the place. You can definitely control it without exceeding the threshold that we have in this limiter. And we can introduce saturation by clipping the signal as well. Very, very cool. So you can use it on mixing purposes as well. We have 5 modes here of limiting. We have modern, we have smooth, we have aggressive, safe. It's like it behaves more like a compressor, uh, somewhat aggressive compressor than a limiter. And we have the L2 legendary L2 mode that was used on countless hits and albums back in the day, right? So let's check it out. I'm gonna use it here on drums first, so that you can see and hear how I use it on mixing purposes, right? So let's go back to the initial user interface like that, and let's check out the drums. Okay, so I can control, for instance, some peaks with this, right? There we're controlling the drums to not pass a certain threshold, only the peaks, right? As you can see here, minus 4.2 of attenuation here. And this limiter is super transparent when not using clipping, but you can definitely introduce saturation. And let's use the upward compressor to hear the low-level details. All right. Before, we have a lot of more detail from the bottom up, and that translates to your ear in the form of more room, if you can hear that, more room sound, more nuances of the overall drum kit. You have some saturation there. We don't have any clipping there, and by 10. Okay. Let's go to, this is the delta. That's the effect of the limiter in the overall limiter, right? The upward compression as well. This is the delta. We are hearing only the effect of the limiter without the original signal. Now we have original signal as well. Gain match. Well, the gain match works if we have this up like that. There. The ceiling doesn't get involved when gain match is active, like I said. Okay. We have more volume with the plugin off than on. Maybe it's because the upward compression. Let's go. Gain match. There it is. Same perceived loudness. Let's increase it. Okay, there it changes. Yeah, but we can use this. Minus 1442. Okay, the same relative loudness. Very cool. And if we move to the or change to the other settings, we can see here the gain reduction in red, the input in blue, some clipping, right? Let's change to other modes here. We have modern, smooth, aggressive, safe, and the L2 mode. Go to another. another beat here. Okay, we have some clipping there. Alright, very cool. And let's check it out also on bass. I want to control this bass guitar that is super out of control here, out of place. As you can hear, here, the dynamics go all over the place there. So this is another example how I would use a limiter like this. Also on heavy guitars, heavy distorted guitars, when for controlling the heavy chugs, the heavy palm mutings, especially on the low E string. So let's control the bass here. Decreasing threshold and ceiling at the same time with this link. There it is. We are introducing even some saturation in the process. And we have everything at the same perceived loudness, same level, the dynamics controlled. I don't care to really use a lot of limiting on bass. It's very necessary. And it can be applied after using some compression on bass, right? And if we need to gain stage a bit the bass or increase the volume to blend it in the mix to make the bass sit a bit better, just increase the ceiling. Okay, we have the other mode here. This is the limiting effect, and we can also add upwards compression. Alright, and finally let's use it on a full mix to increase the loudness, to prevent the signal from exceeding a certain threshold. Let's, for instance, use it here. Let's use this modern L2. We're gonna change through different modes, but let's set here the ceiling at -1, which is what some streaming platforms request, right? And I have this mix. Okay, so I'm gonna increase the loudness by decreasing the threshold here. Protect your ears. Lower a bit the volume of your headphones or monitors. Let's go. Let's turn it on. We can use this mode as well. And here, the cool thing about this meter is that we have it here. We don't need to change the screens or something, and we can aim for a particular LUFS amount, which in my case I always strive for -10, -9 LUFS. So let's go. Long dead and gone. There is no one. Long dead and gone. Nowhere. I'm gonna decrease the clipping here. Long dead and gone. There is no one. Right. Dead and gone. Nowhere to run. Heart into stone. Love into groan. Heart into stone. It's my downfall. Long dead and gone. There is no. Let's increase some upward compression. Long dead and gone. Before. There is no one. Long dead and gone. Nowhere to run. Heart into stone. Love into groan. Heart into stone. Drums only. Stone, love into groan. Okay, -9, and we have a lot of loudness, but very controlled with dynamics, not destroying the dynamics. We maintain the punch, right? Because it's we are using a very transparent one. Let's use another modes here, such as modern, smooth, smoother, aggressive. This one, it's more aggressive, like the name suggests. So be careful with that. Safe. Long dead and gone. L2. There is no one. Yeah, you can use safe or L2 probably. Safe to not introduce any type of saturation at higher like loudness values. Smooth as well. Long dead and gone. Aggressive is too aggressive. It has an introductory price of $50, $49.99, 50% off here at Waves Audio, right?